When is a cruise ship video definitely not a cruise ship video? Well, that's when I'm checking off the top spot on my bucket list that's been there since I was 9 years old. So welcome back to Traveling Cat Photos. I'm Kat, and yes, I am on the Carnival Legend, but this video in this series of videos is not going to be about cruising. We just did a cruise ship video series. If you want to find out more about that, head on over back to the channel. This is about cruising like taking a taxi to the Louvre is about the taxi. No. This is all about the destination. Nope, this series has to do with the 50/50 Club. When I was 9, we were on a cross-country road trip as a family, and at the Air and Space Museum in DC, I proclaimed to my dad I was going to go see all 50 states in 50 years. Well, it didn't quite work out the way we'd planned. All right, so fast forward. I'm 58. We've booked the trip to check off state number 50, but it was 2020. We all know what happened there. So we tried again in 2021. Cruises canceled again, and I just wrote off the 50/50 dream until now. So when we returned from Baja, Mom decided with her brand new knee that this was the perfect time to check this one off of our bucket list. Not only is this my 50th state, but it is her 50th state too. So the 50/50 dream is still alive. Took me a few extra years to get here, but we're on our way. Tomorrow we step out into Juneau, Alaska. From there we'll go to Ketchikan, and then Tracy Arm Fjord, Skagway, and finally one place I'd never been to before, which is Prince Rupert, British Columbia. Had never even heard of that one. So it'll be fun to explore all of that and get to take you with us. All right, so there's just one hitch in the giddy up. Right before we came, I managed to pull a tendon in my knee, so I am hobbling around everywhere with my new buddy. And hopefully won't need it in Juneau since I've been taking perfect care of it. But we won't be doing any strenuous expeditions, that is for sure. However, we do have excursions planned at every single spot, so we can't wait to share that with you. Okay, so before heading out to Juneau tomorrow, I'm going to show you a quick montage of how we got to today, because the exit from San Francisco is spectacular. See you tomorrow morning. As soon as we got on ship, we were enjoying the elevated views of Columbus Tower and the Golden Gate Bridge. We saw Alcatraz coming into view with its twin lighthouses and got a close-up view of the ruins next to the Eastern Light. Incredible views of the city, and the bay stretched out behind us. But the real draw here is the Golden Gate Bridge. As locals have seen from all different directions, we all got very excited to see it from below for the very first time. And just like that, we were under the bridge, framing the bay and the city, and taking our breath away. But that wasn't the only surprise. As we settled down into the lounge inside, we saw the Point Bonita Lighthouse glide into view. What a gorgeous bonus to our sail away celebrations. Part of the allure of a cruise ship is the main atrium and bar, and this one was over the top ornate from every single angle. We spent a lot of time in this area because there was always entertainment, and if you do take the elevators to the top floor and look down, be prepared, because it's quite the drop. And speaking of entertainment, we also made our way to the equally ornate Firebird Lounge to enjoy a few frou-frou drinks and the comedians. or one floor up to the Follies main lounge for the shows and presentations. When not there, you'd find us by the pool or enjoying the views from the railings. We woke to find ourselves floating through fog in Alaskan waters. But as it lifted, we were treated to views of impossibly long waterfalls, our first taste of how vast the Alaskan wilderness is, and even whales playing off in the distance. With the extra treat of our first look of the Sawyer glaciers at the end of the faraway Tracy Arm Fjord, before pulling into a very packed cruise ship dock in Juneau. Welcome from Juneau, Alaska. 50th state, check. I'm so excited, I'm giddy. I'm at the Wyland Whale Fountain in downtown Juneau. Let me show you. There's even a rainbow. And this is the view from the statue. Taku, the humpback whale, commemorates the 50th anniversary of statehood for Alaska. There are also 2 totem poles. They give you insight into the first peoples here in Alaska and their heritage. All right, so we are in downtown Juneau today. Happy as 2 little clams. We did have a little bit of a hitch. We booked a tour and we missed the tour because a big old Princess cruise ship was in our way. We couldn't dock in time. And the last tour was at 3 and we showed up at about 3:20. Oh well. So now we're off to explore other things to do and are really considering taking the tram all the way up to the top of the mountain. Would you do that? I think that's a go. And later on, we are promised Tracy's Crab Shack. Now for you who've been to Alaska, you know that Tracy's in Juneau is a thing. And thanks to our daughter and son-in-law, we get to go and have a night on the town with a whole big old pile of crab. All right, we're gonna go and explore downtown and we'll take you right along with us. All right, first stop, Front Street. We're going to explore some of the more historic area. All right, first stop on Front Street is the Devil's Club Brewing Company to try some Boomberry, like Boom Baby, cider. Let's give it a try. Oh, that is really good. I'm not had a whole lot of seltzers, but this one, it's just the right amount. You know how sometimes seltzer doesn't have enough flavor? This definitely does. All right, so we have a recommendation. I'm gonna get in from out of the heat. And today, you know, it's like 70, 72 here in Juneau, which is summer weather for us Monterey people. And we got a bit toasty. So this is a nice treat. Remember, that is Devil's Club Brewing Company, Front Street, Juneau, Alaska. Handcrafted right here in Juneau, there's always a varied menu here to enjoy at very affordable prices. I really enjoyed the Boom Berry Seltzer, and Mom loved her cherry lemon soda. Nice and cool here before heading out to explore more of this downtown and all of the many shops it has on this main street. Okay, walking Franklin Street is really cute. A lot of historic buildings, artisan shops. For those who imbibe, there's a Kush shop. There's even a tattoo parlor. So there's plenty to do here. Lots to explore. I think we've reached to the end of exploring now, and we have been told that if you come here for souvenirs, you have to go to the Alaskan T-shirt company. So that's where we're going. And a pirate duck. And a Yeti.
A turtle duck.
So fun. All right, so the Alaskan T-shirt company is everything it was reported to be and more, Found pretty much everything we wanted. Now, off to Tracy's. Okay, we're off to Tracy's in a minute. Mom's already standing in line, but we had one more place we had to stop. The Alaskan Fudge Company. It is Nate's favorite candy. It's a big one when they come to Alaska, so I'm gonna bring a little bit of it home to him. Tracy's Crab Shack is everything and more than promised. The line may seem long, but it moves very quickly, and it was fun to have a front row seat to the operations. Not as much fun as eating the crab, of course. 1 pound of crab, some crab bisque, and crab cakes to dip into that bisque was more than enough to feed the two of us. Not cheap, but worth it. Thanks again to Tori and Nate for such a lovely treat for us. Right there is where the tram is located as well. We decided not to go up simply because it looked really crowded and it cost $60 per person. Now that is an all-day pass, but how many times will you actually go up and down? We didn't think it was worth it for just one trip, so we enjoyed the beautiful sculptures and flowers that were everywhere along the waterfront. As sunset fell, the area lit up, as did the whale-tail sculptures, which switched colors every minute or so. On the very long walk back to the ship, we enjoyed another totem pole and a reminder of our wonderful crab dinner. All right, on the dock, end of the day. It's been a very long one. It's about 7:30, 8 o'clock. It's sunset here in Juneau, and we're heading back to the ship. I'm not gonna say good night or goodbye. I'm gonna say the adventure continues. On to Skagway. After that very long walk, we treated ourselves with cold drinks and relaxing views as we set off for Skagway. If you missed our last cruise to Baja, I'll drop the link to that playlist right here. See you next time.